Hello again, YouTube. This is the truth, man, giving you the truth. I mean, I look at it like I ain't planning on making no video, but I might as well now that I made two. Like I saw two stories, I reported on them. So this one is gonna be the Isaiah 4:1 series, and I got a title for you in a second. Isaiah 4:1 says, "In that day, 7 women will take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own food, wear our own clothes, only let us be called by your name. Take away our disgrace." This one is entitled, "At Hafeez from the Roommates, You Sound Dumb." Hafeez from the show The Roommates, you sound dumb as hell, man. And I'm going to tell you, and you can come back, that's cool, you can come at me. But you sound dumb, man. And here's why. Because some of us is going through this stuff right now. And let me show you something. It's not always because the woman is such a bad person. It's just sometimes the wrong roads are taken in relationships. Like for instance, if let's say you try to buck up on your dude, and he's a masculine dude, he never took no mess off women, so on and so forth, and you try to take him there, you really messing up your relationship with that. Like a dude that always got some is not gonna go for not getting them. A dude that ain't never had women just always coming at him, this, that, disrespecting him, he ain't gonna go for that. And if he does try to, eventually he's gonna get tired. See, this is where history comes into play. This is why we talk about body counts with women. This is why we talk about what happened in your life and how you were raised. He said, he brought up society and how we owe that to society. And the reason why society is bad is fatherless homes. Well, listen. Okay, you got to go into scenarios when you make a statement like that, because a lot of what we see is more to it than meets the eye. What do I mean by that? Okay, so yeah, you might, fatherlessness, that might be the problem, so on and so forth, but what led to it? Like, if you have a guy that wasn't there for his kids, but he just, to keep his sanity, he had to leave, then when his kids go bad, you can't blame that guy. If that guy was there, if that guy was trying to be a father to his kids, but yet he had to become a cook, let's say his wife decided she want to mess with other dudes, or let's say his wife decided she want to pimp him or punk him out, just basically bullying. Y'all think that stuff don't happen? Y'all think women don't try to do that to men? Do you think that, Hafeez? Think again. It happens all the time. And I know dudes that say, I ain't going nowhere. But they being tormented. So this dude, like and as I always say, if you sitting close to somebody and you talking that loud, it's because you don't believe what you saying and you know you losing the argument. People try to talk louder in debate. That's one of the oldest tricks in the book, where you try to talk louder in a debate so people will remember what you said, even though if it was a bunch of bull-ish, like what he was saying. Listen, it don't make sense. Like Bernard Riley, shout out to Bernard Riley. I caught this on his show. I didn't even know they had this dialogue, but it came up in my feed. You can't speak for me. I don't put all my stuff on Facebook, YouTube, all that. I don't. Like, sometimes you may hear me say something like indirectly, and that's just me trying to, get stuff off my chest, but I ain't gonna go into details. You see what I'm saying? You can't speak for me. You can't speak for a lot of dudes I know who've been through this and they ended up being divorced, or a lot of dudes that are saying, you know, I ain't going nowhere because they don't want to lose their material possession. Not because their wife is so lovely. They don't want to lose their material possession. And my father, not to put y'all, you know, I ain't going into detail, was another one. So when y'all hear me talking about this marriage stuff, and when y'all hear me talking about how we got to take this advantage that they have away from them, deal with them, but take that advantage that they have away from them called marriage. If you get married in your mind. Let it just be a mind thing. Like, that's perfectly fine, man. You know, the Most High accepted the same. Like, if you say, okay, I'm going to commit to her, but I ain't going to do it on paper. You know, watch what you say to her, because in some states, they still could get you. But the last thing a dude need to do, young or old, is get a marriage license. And I'm going to tell you like this. When I was younger, I didn't know about all of this stuff. Like, I just thought that it had to be a certain way. But as I got older and as I began to be taught by the Most High, as I began to study His scriptures, study different things in different cultures, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, it wasn't like this. And listen, you know, you don't get mad at these women for wanting a monogamous relationship. They supposed to. That gives them an advantage. They should want a monogamous relationship. Why should they share you? That puts them in a disadvantage. Now they can't withhold sex unless they want to hear you banging somebody else, another wife in the other room. Of course, monogamy, of course. Or they get in an argument with you, they being petty and childish, and one of your other wives be like, baby, come on, don't entertain that. Don't pull you out the room. It takes away the advantage, man. Takes it clean away. Hafeez, you don't know what the hell you talking about, man. You really need to be quiet before you start losing subscribers, because you sound dumb and you sound very goofy. And I'm not even trying to call you names or put you down, but I've watched you before, and when you talked about other things, you seem highly intelligent. You start talking about this, you made me wonder, man. You made me wonder, man. Like, okay, this the attitude Hafeez you should be taking. You should be like, hey, man, I'm going to do what I want to do. They can do what they want to do. Because you already know, by your own words in the debate, you already know you're wrong. You already know you're wrong about a lot of the things that you were saying in that debate. And for starters, I can testify out of you and Coach Greg, you know, and Coach Greg, shout out to Coach Greg, because Coach Greg done made videos. You know, we ain't gonna get into too much details about it, but I've talked to Coach Greg in emails and different things like that. The dude is solid, man. Like, what he chooses to do in his bed, that's him. But he pretty solid, man. You know, and he not a guy that's like against the Bible. He just, you know, he grew up coaching. And I was in coaching, so I know sometimes when you grow up that way, you might misunderstand some things. But one thing he don't misunderstand is that marriage stuff. You do, Hafeez. You don't know what you're talking about, man. Because you, for one, you ain't going through it. But listen, we'll give your wife another 7-8 years. Pop out a couple babies. Let's see if your wife is acting the same. You know, if she is, maybe you got a unicorn. But people who have unicorns can't speak for the rest of the people on marriage. Because most people ain't going to get no unicorn. Most people's going to get a witch. That's what you going to get. Oh, you don't do this. Oh, you don't spend time. Oh, you work too much. You ain't never here. All right, hurry up. Hurry up. Don't mess the sheets up. If marriage were the way the Bible said, then you would hear me advocate for it. But I've worked with women. I have women in my family. I have women everywhere, every facet. I see them in the grocery stores. I see them in the malls. I see how they act. I see how they do things. I see how they move. It's not smart to get a marriage license with these women. These women will literally, some of them, I'm going to tell you how dirty some of them is. They will get smashed and blame you. When the whole time they were thinking about the other dude. They were thinking about their ex, that Pookie. They never wanted you. They settled for you in most cases. These are the factors that Hafeez is not covering. He's too young for one. Hey, man, and listen, man, no disrespect to no younger guys. But if you not like cheek slaying headquarters in your understanding, like if you listen to him, and I'm sure he doing like his personal life, he young, man, you know. But when you listen to what he says about relationships, if you not like that, on that wavelength of thinking, you probably, it ain't time for you to talk yet. Ain't no love. Ain't no love. That's not what relationships are about. When the Most High created Eve, he didn't create her for that reason. He created her to help Adam. And then you got guys like Hafeez, man. If you agree with him, you in bad shape, man. I feel for you. I do. But I'm going to close this out. This is The Truth, man. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. No Matrix, no monogamy, no trying to advocate for stuff that don't work. Y'all don't realize, man, a lot of marriages break up for money. They do. Today's economy, good luck trying to do work by yourself. You don't got time to go to school. But when it fails, all them fingers gonna be pointed at you. Now, the cost of everything going up. Everything. You gotta maintain cars, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, and still try to make time. Come on, man. Come on, man. Maybe a lot of y'all do need to look into that free agent lifestyle stuff, man.